What up?
Hey, good people, what's going on? It's Friday.
March 12th. I was going to say March 12th.
It's my sister's birthday.
Happy birthday, Gia.
Happy birthday, Gia. Taurus in the building.
Gang, gang. We out here. I've been working on you. You can tell, right?
Anyway.
All right, so this week we're talking about Steve Harvey says if you pass him in the hallways at work, don't say shit to him because he don't feel like talking.
We're also going to get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap.
Oh my God. Plus,
we might as well do it since we're here.
Right. Plus, University of New Hampshire students are clapping back at some racist students on their campus. They all dressed up as sombreros for Cinco De Mayo. And I told y'all asses already, but y'all don't listen.
So the question really here is, do white people have culture? We're going to get into it.
Let's do it. Still diverted. All right, so first, really big shout-outs to our very own Kenya. Miss Ken.
Me?
Was out there last night hosting City College's talent show, dipping and doing it.
I wish you guys came out. It was really fun.
Yeah,
I had a great time.
If you haven't seen the video, go check it out on the Instagram of her, our Instagram, Still Diverted, of her talking to the baby.
Talking to the child.
Right?
Yeah. It just reminded me of how it's going to be when I'm like, not performing, when I'm hosting something at MSG.
When you're hosting Summer Jam in a couple of years.
Summer Jam. And
MetLife Stadium, make some noise!
And I have like a green room in the back, and Asha and Malcolm is going to be like, come here, Ashton, come. And you're going to be like, give me my PS7. Like,
right, PS7. You're not even my fucking mother. Get on my face. I would kill your
come
child.
off that Baldwin book. Stop playing.
I almost killed your child yesterday.
What you do?
He said something. I forgot what it was.
That's not funny?
No, not that. He said something. Oh, no, Asha. No, he said something to Asha. And Asha was like, excuse me? I think, I know what it was. She told me. So first he was like, sit up straight. And I was like, of course he got that from you. That's some shit you would say, militant ass mother. Like, unarch your back.
Because I just don't like this, like, I have, like, terrible background.
Yeah, so. And then he was like, and then at one point she was like, no, be quiet. And she was like, oh, this is not what we're about to do. We are not about to do this.
Did he say sorry after?
I don't even know. I didn't dig that deep into the story. Because you know I'm a terrible uncle, so I just laugh. Like, you said that?
No, long story short, so there's this performer who is, just doing what they do, and they just weren't that great of an act.
It was a comedian, just for context. So that the setup.
So Miss Whale, Asha, Malcolm's best friend, my girl Asha, she was initially watching the baby while I was out there hosting, and the comedian was on. And they were telling me how Asha gave the baby a book, like, to read. So he was like...
a James Baldwin book. Like an actual book.
The Time of the Next Fire.
Not like C-Spot Run. Like some real shit.
Exactly. No pictures, bitches.
Right?
No pictures. So Asha is there with the book, just reading it. And then everybody's like, I guess people are like low-key laughing. And he's like, that's not funny. And he says it like 3 times. That's not funny.
But the thing was, the comedian actually was not funny. So, like, we were trying to get him to be quiet because we don't want people to think, because you know how babies just repeat stuff. Exactly. So I wanted to make it seem like we were like, oh, that's not funny. He was like, that's not funny. Like, no, please stop. Please stop right now.
Mind you, his family was sitting right
behind us. Y'all. Literally, we are here, the next row. It's his whole gang, like his whole squad. I was like, I'm not ready to fight these people today.
On the floor. But
anyway, yes. So shout out to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, moving on. All right, so Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has some rules for people that work his talk show. He recently sent out a memo to his staff. The memo then got released all over the internet. Yeah. And he says, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So I guess this is after spring break. I don't know.
Let me get it.
So here's 2 things. I think this is actually a story that came out a while ago and it's just surfacing because Steve Harvey is actually about to move his talk show from Chicago to LA. And rumors are that he's having the whole staff that works on his Chicago show.
He's firing them.
Well, he's not firing them, but he's also not taking them to LA with him. So, exactly. But it's like a whole new show, whole new production company. It's a whole new name of the show. It's literally going from the Steve Harvey show to just Steve. But whatever. Logistics say it's not the same show. It's not the same show. So, he says, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'd like you all to review and adhere to the following rules for season 5 of my talk show. First, my talk show. Very disrespectful because we all work on the show together. But he says, there will be no meetings in my dressing room, no stopping by or popping in. No one. Do not come to my dressing room unless uninvited. Do not open my dressing room door. If you open my door, expect to be removed. All capital letters. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to speak to me or see me. I want all the ambushing to stop now. That includes TV staff. You must schedule an appointment. I have been taken advantage of by the lenient policy in the past. This ends now. No more. Do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I speak to you directly. Either knock or use the doorbell. I'm seeking more free time throughout the day. Do not wait in the hallway to speak to me. I hate being ambushed. Please make an appointment. I promise you I will not entertain you in the hallway. And do not attempt to walk with me. There's more. If you're reading this, yes, I mean you. Everyone, do not take offense to the new way of doing business. It is for the good of my personal life and enjoyment. Thank you all. Loves and kisses, Steve Harvey.
So you want to be able to enjoy your personal life. You want to be able to enjoy your social life. You want to be able to enjoy your work life while making everyone else around you miserable. See, that's not how it works. You can't have your cake and eat it too. There are workplace politics, and even if it is your show,
politics and policies,
but know that we can find new talent, Steve. I don't know why you feel like your heart is so into this when it clearly is not, because you don't be rude. You're not. You're just not supposed to be rude to your fucking staff. Man.
Yeah.
Like these people are waking up to work on your show, whether they're doing production, whether they're doing setup, whether they're doing makeup, whether they're doing entry management, ticketing. Like people are waking up at 6 in the morning to make it to your show on time, and you can't even say what's up. Like,
see, that's not what I'm taking it as. Because,
how you taking it?
Because you know me. Many people probably don't know this, but you can definitely attest to this, that I am sometimes not the easiest person to work with. If it's too early, if it's too late, if I haven't had breakfast, if I haven't properly woken up, like, don't come in this bitch on 1,000 at 6 in the morning. Like, just don't do that. And especially, like, I know what it is to work around, like, celebrities and, like, talent that is, like, high profile. And it's just, like, you gotta give people their space. Like, you gotta let people just do them. Like, you know, like, because here's how I'm thinking of this. Steve Harvey's a tape talk show. So most tape talk shows tape usually 2 to 3 shows a day. So you're probably doing like a 10 a.m. show, a 1 p.m. show, and then maybe like a 3:30 p.m. show. Okay. To do all of that in the day is very exhausting. Doing just one show right here for 20 minutes is exhausting. So I'm just like, to do all of that in a day, like I totally get it. And like he later put out, because this came out yesterday, so he put out a statement like later last night where he's basically saying like, you know, like, because people come to the show, like staff members, and like bring their cousins and their aunts and they want to take pictures, and like it's not all business related stuff. A. B, like I said, with the shooting schedule, if we're taping, like I said, they tape 3 shows in a day. So if we're taping technically Tuesday show at 10 a.m., right, don't be talking to me about Friday's show, which is not until 3:30. Like, let me just get through this so that we can do this and then we can move on to the next thing. And I know, like, what it is when people are just, like, real excited about work and, like, production and management and, like, especially if you're, like, in charge, like, the host of something or, like, the face. People want to come with you with 1,000 things at one time. And it's just like, listen, y'all, I get it. I totally get it. But right now, this is what we're doing. And I can't focus on all of this until I do this. So I kind of get where Steve Harvey's coming from, you know?
Yeah, and I get where you're coming from, and I like the way you executed it, and I like the way you expressed it. But Steve Harvey, on the other hand...
But you being an asshole about it, Steve.
He was super insolent and super condescending in this email. Like I said, these are the people you're going to be working with, and even if you are traveling to another coast, you're going to be doing another setup.
Yeah.
You still have to have the same respect. Your morals don't change from state to state. You know what I mean? And the people just might be different. You know, LA people are, you know, from what I've heard, are naturally like lively people. They are naturally happy vegans eating air all the time.
They love artisanal things.
Who just love to breathe, you know. Yeah. They live for their lives.
Yeah.
And
well, you know, that's the way you should be doing it. But yeah, so like...
So I think that on this term, like, I get what you're saying. Yeah. And I agree with that too.
Yeah, because we both know. We both come in here. Hell, you came in here today after hosting that talent show. Like, I am tired. Just give me a minute. Like, I don't need all of this
and that really is what it is. It's consideration for the people who are working with Steve Harvey. You need to have some consideration. Yeah, he has a family at home. He has a show to prep for.
He has like 5,000 jobs.
He has a whole he has a whole radio station,
a whole radio show, Family Feud. Like, Steve Harvey has a lot of jobs. Now, I'm not making an excuse for him being bitchy.
No.
Esque.
Not at all. But if we're going to look at it from his perspective, we should look at it from theirs too. Like, you guys have to just chill the fuck out.
Could you imagine every time you walked out of your... Like, even just taking that of, like, a TV world. Like, could you imagine every time you walked out of your office or wherever you work, where every time you walked past just, like, a particular place, like... Every time you went to the bathroom at work, your boss was, or somebody on your team was always waiting outside the bathroom for you. Do you know how annoying that would be? Like, every time you just have, like, a minute to yourself to even just think. Like, just to process what just happened.
What it is? Yeah, I get that it's his character that might make you feel like you're so relatable with him. You're so personal. You could be so personable with him. But Steve Harvey is Steve Harvey, and this guy's, like, a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. You know what
And
I mean?
Yeah, and I like open door policies. Like, if we actually had, like, you know, like, we're in, like, a real studio where, like, you had a dressing room, I had a dressing room. Like, I don't mind open door policies. But, okay, but whatever. But, like, open door policies are great. Like, I love, like, that kind of, like, yeah, sure, come in, whatever you need. But, like, but don't make it a habit where, like, every time, like, just don't take advantage of it. And I think that's what they were doing, which is why, I think this is, like, his breaking point. Like, I think this is, like, the last email or the last statement about it.
In any kind of relationship, any kind of business, don't wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
Because now you're coming off as a bitch.
Yeah.
You guys might be low-key appalled at the people that you would see in this industry, or even at your internship, or even just, like, people in the street.
Yeah.
Where you find them to be, like, super cocky, or a divo, or a diva, or, like, you know, a flipper hair, stuck-up kind of person. And they're almost, or pretty much, the most coolest person in the world. They're, like, super laid back, they're super chilled, and they don't want no problems. They just want their business done on time. They want the meeting to be over when they said it was going to be over. Like, don't take advantage of people's time, don't take advantage of people's energy, and that goes wherever you go.
Yeah.
I think that people like Steve Harvey, again, like, people just feel like they can interact with him because of the kind of, not bubbly personality, but the very, like, old school, like, around the way kind of uncle kind of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Then people think they could just go up and be like, hey, what's going on? And it's just like, I don't really need that right now. And I'm the first one to be like, hey, what's going on? So
and if you shut me off with that, hey, what's going on, I usually get it. Like, I get it. Like, if you're not in the mood for, like, all of that.
I will always feel the vibe. So, I feel like Steve has probably been having this vibe for a long time. And working with the people he's probably working with. Passive-ass people. They're not going to address it right away. So, you waited until the last minute.
Just clicked.
Oh, okay. You waited till the last minute to be like, you know, angry black man.
WYPIPO.
Like, come on, brother.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. You live and you learn.
Anyway. All right, moving on. So, you know, there are some days where I'm just like, you know, oh, great, we do this show Friday morning. Shit pops off Thursday night. Just like, oh, great, you know. We'll be the first ones on the story in the morning. Get a good night's sleep, Ken, you know. Chris Brown punched somebody in the face. Oh, Friday morning, we're all over it. And then things happen Friday night, like Friday at like 5 o'clock. We'll be like, damn, we missed it, you know. Saturday night, Sunday. And then I'm just like, oh my God. This looks extra wide today. And then it's things that happen like Sunday night. It's just like, oh my God. Like, I really have to wait until Friday to get back to the story. Like, it's going to be old news by then and everybody's going to hate it. So, we're Housewives of Atlanta. So, my goodness. I've written down some notes because I didn't want to forget anything.
Oh,
so,
good.
I don't have too much. Just, you know, just 2 pages. Just 2 pages. So, the reading opens up where part 3 left off, where Portia admits that Phaedra told her the whole thing about Candy trying to drug rape her. So we end the episode with the infamous, "You said that?" And then we pick up episode 4 right there. So a couple of things I'm just going to run through. I feel like, is that enough background information if you don't watch the show? It is, right? Okay, yes. Great. So, Phaedra, damn, these P names are screwing me up. Apparently, Phaedra has now been fired. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I think if she is fired, she needs to stay fired because A, she's a lawyer, and B, she lied. Like, you know, if anybody should know better about lying and accusations, it should be Phaedra Park. Yep. So, Phaedra's always been a liar. Phaedra came on in her first season, didn't know how many months pregnant she was because she didn't want people to know that she had premarital sex with Apollo. She lied about knowing Nene from Athens, and Nene was always like, girl, I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Like, I never knew you. Like, Phaedra was like, yeah, we went to high school together. And maybe they did go to high school together, but Nene did not know her at that point in her life. So, anyway, moving on. So, she lied about being divorced from Apollo. Phaedra's always been a liar. So, she had several times to tell the truth, and she didn't. Like, this came up so many times. It came up in Hawaii. And, you know, Candy was confiding in Phaedra. Like, you know I don't play with no drugs. You know I don't do none of this kind of stuff. And Phaedra's like, yeah, you right. Yeah, no, you're right. No. And just, like, never, like, there was so many times to own up to the opportunity. And she never did. So, Housewives has a standard. Now, these thoughts are just all over the place. I literally just wrote these down in my mind. But Housewives has a standard. Housewives is not Love and Hip Hop. It's not Bad Girls Club. It's not even Basketball Wives. There's something about Housewives of Atlanta. Now, if you don't watch any of these shows, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But, like, if you watch reality TV, then you know. Like, Housewives has...
the ratchetivity.
It's just a little bit of a higher bar. Like, something about Housewives where it's just like, you believe the storylines because I think they are real. Like, you know, it's not people, like, the friendships are real, or at least how they interact with each other. It's not like Love and Hip Hop where we just go to somebody's, like, listening party, and then it's like, I'm, Shatika, and I'm friends with Bobbietta, and it's just like, you don't know these girls. Like, why are you making this up? So, Phaedra has definitely lowered the standard of what Real Housewives is, because I'm just like, when we watch Housewives, we don't watch Housewives for Love and Hip Hop. We watch Housewives for Housewives because Housewives has a standard. All right. I think. Now, I've always been Team Candy. You know this. I've always been Team Candy, and I've made no secret. But for you to still be on Team Phaedra, you being people that are still on Team Phaedra,
right.
I'm like, how? Like, there's one thing if you don't like somebody, like, if you don't like Candy, I get it. Like, if you want Phaedra to come up victorious in a situation, I understand why you do, but she can't because she lied. Like, there's no coming back from this. Like, you lied about something so serious on somebody that was your friend, and it's just like, there's no coming back from that. Like, you were wrong. Now, Portia was also wrong, and I feel like Portia shouldn't be completely let off the hook, but I watched it again this morning, and I really do think Portia might be this stupid. Like, Portia
is the one who was told all the secrets and lies about Candy.
Yes, and then repeated them.
But
she never said where she heard it from until
the reunion. But she also said that she believed them to an extent, and that's why she...
Well, she believed them because she heard them from Phaedra.
Okay.
What she said later on in the reunion, that she said she only repeated them because she heard them from Phaedra, and she knew... Because she said she wouldn't believe it from a third-party source, which I believe, though. And, like, Portia has never struck me as a liar, at least not that I can remember. But Portia, she seems stupid, but she never seemed like a liar to me.
But what seemed very, like, fictitious about the whole situation is that Phaedra was sitting there talking, like, okay, yes, I did tell you that. But then Portia went on to say, why would you use me as, like, a ploy? Or, like, why would you...
No, she said, why would you use me as a pawn?
Yeah.
But she was saying, pawn. Like, why you use me as a pawn, Phaedra? Phaedra, I'm not a pawn. Like, are you saying pawn? Like, but yeah, no.
No, seriously. Yeah. And I was like, Phaedra, I mean, Portia, why are you even... Girl, like, you didn't even have to say all of that. Like, I'm really disappointed in you, but I'm still be your friend. But I'm really disappointed that you did that to me.
Yep.
Just to get to Candy.
So to quote the most legendary reality star of all time, Miss New York Tiffany Pollard Patterson, I never knew in a million years that a human could cry and not produce real tears. Portia sitting up there the whole time, Phaedra, you lied to me, and no tears. I'm like, how do you cry for this long with no tears? Like, Candy had real tears because Candy was upset. You're not upset because you're not producing real tears.
But why is Portia upset? She can't.
Because her friend betrayed her. That's what I'm saying. Which is why I don't think she should be. That's why I don't think she should completely be let off the hook. But
she doesn't get let off the hook.
I don't know.
You should not listen. If you feel like something is not factual, you should go straight to Candy. Why don't you just go straight to Candy if you want to
because she wanted to believe that Phaedra was actually her friend. This is what I'm thinking. She really wanted to believe that Phaedra wouldn't lie to her.
Okay.
But Phaedra's always been a liar.
Okay.
And Phaedra was even your friend 2 seasons ago.
But as a person, when it comes to gossip, if Malcolm told me something, right, about Asha, I'm not gonna.
Asha tried to drug rape you.
Asha tried to drug rape me. I'm not going to go back to Sid. I'm not going to go back to Drew and be like, yo, I got to tell y'all something. Asha tried to drug rape me.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to Asha and I'll be like, yo, sis, so what happened? Rape me?
Well, no, she did.
Druggy?
Last but not least, Kenya Moore was on the Breakfast Club this morning, and she confirmed that Kim Zolciak is coming back, and she indirectly confirmed that Nene is coming back too. So season 10 is about to be lit.
Nene always coming back, sis. She ain't going nowhere.
Let's just get $2.5 million. I said, no, girl, we don't need you that bad. Like, Andy, listen.
Especially when you just shady as hell throughout the whole show now.
And Kenya made a really good point.
Content
she was like, listen, Nene was, a great, like whatever, like staple on the show. But the fact that the numbers have remained the same in her absence means she's not worth $2.5 million. Like if the numbers had dipped.
Kenya said that?
Yes, like
that's a good point.
It is. If the numbers had dipped, and then it'd be like, okay, we really need her back, so we gotta, pay her out our ass. But the numbers been good without Lynethia.
Hello.
But Needy's been talking on Twitter lately, so. Oh, that's why I want Phaedra to be there for just like 2 episodes. All right, anyway, let's move on. All right, so what's going on in New Hampshire?
So at the University of New Hampshire, students had come together and just organized socially to get awareness out that there's a lot of racism going on the campus. Now, this is not just sprung upon us because of Cinco de Mayo. This has been going on for a long time, but I guess...
It's the breaking point.
Exactly. After Cinco de Mayo, seeing a lot of white students wear sombreros and ponchos, you had some students like, oh, nah, this is fucked up. Now... Before I get into the story, let's just do a couple of history facts. Cinco de Mayo took place back in 1862. It was supposed to be the Battle of Puebla, where the French was trying to expand in that part of Mexico. And Mexico was like, nah, y'all not taking over. Like, we good. So it was a war. No, not even a war. It was a battle that was going on. And the Mexican army, they weren't really equipped for this battle that was going to take place, but they ended up beating them, and it was like 3 of them and like 1,000 of them, 1,000 of the French. But the way the U.S. took it was, they were going through the Civil War, so they wasn't really trying to deal with the Mexicans at the time, but because the French was trying to expand over there for the next 5 years, the leader of that group of the French army, Napoleon III, he was also supporting the Confederates who were trying to break up the U.S. During the Civil War. So this just all ties back to the U.S.
That's really a history lesson.
The U.S.
I'm really saying it like class. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the U.S. was just like, you know what? This is a celebration for us too. We did the Civil War. You guys did the Battle of Puebla. We're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Now, in Mexico, this is not even a federal holiday. And when you celebrate in Puebla, excuse me if I'm saying this incorrectly, they really do reenactments of the battle. And they have more political speeches about what took place back in 1862. In the United States, where people drink more tequila, twice as much than people in Mexico, they just drink and wear ponchos all day. So going back to the story that took place in the University of New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. So this black girl named Danique, she goes up to these white boys like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, my dude? Like, this is not cool. And they're all like, come on, we're celebrating the culture. Like, it's all good. Like, we're just drinking. Like, what's the problem? So then this video that she posts, like, she goes around. It gets literally over 250,000 views. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Shout outs to Gabby Graves. There you go. Sis, I love you. She had reached out, tried to get a lot of people to write about this story, whether they're journalists, writers, correspondents, anchors. Like, she's really trying to get the story out because this is not the first time that this kind of actions and behaviors and mannerisms have taken place on this campus. So just moving on. So because of this video had got so much attention, it resulted into a white boy named Eric Bunkwald.
Bunkwald. Time to get Bunkwald.
His name is Eric Bunchwald, something like Bunchwald. Okay, exactly. So he puts up a picture or a video and he screenshots it, throws it on Instagram, and he has like blackface, and he goes off saying that as a black woman, this is his caption, as a black woman, I was forced to become the very thing that society deemed me to be, angry.
Now, sorry, before that, I just want to say, so his rebuttal to this was that he, like, because apparently this was an old, because it wasn't his actual account, so it was like an Instagram page that was like, I guess, kind of separate, or like, like some, I don't know, one of those kind of pages, So he was saying how it was an older picture that he took, and then they later like took that picture and like put that caption on it and put it on their Instagram. But because apparently he said he was wearing a charcoal mask. I'm just like, I don't even know no white boys that wear charcoal masks like that.
Why would you put that caption?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's saying that he didn't put the caption. He just took the picture. And then somebody else put the caption. I'm not buying his bullshit. I just want to let y'all know. We're journalists like Portia, so we really try to, put both sides of the story out there.
And again, either you're being neutral in this situation, Eric, and you're saying, oh, I didn't do that, but you're also not saying that's wrong. Like, that's deplorable. Like, you do not say that about black people. You do not say that about brown people. That's super disrespectful. You're not you're not antagonizing these people. You're not making them feel like shit for what they did. So you don't give a fuck either. So you're still wrong.
Yeah.
And then this situation just resulted into so many comments, so many hateful comments under Donique's picture. There are people just giving us typical white standard arguments saying like, well, you can't post that picture if you didn't get their consent. That's wrong. Like, okay, that's the issue here. That's what we're talking about, considering that this campus is 8% of the black and brown people there, and majority of the rest of the school is white.
Oh, Jesus.
So Gabby, again, when she started reaching out, she's like, hey, these are the hashtag. So if you guys will look more up on this, it's hashtag 8% speaks, hashtag listen to Donique, hashtag wake up nah. Nah being N-U-H. Wake up nah. Just like so.
N-U-H or UNH?
No, N-U-H. Like nah. Like wake up nah.
Okay.
What's wrong with you? Wake up nah. Like so. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a lot of Caribbean people there
yes,
too.
I can identify.
I can identify.
I can.
Sit your hot ass down.
I would also not wear blackface, and I think that black people should stop using the N-word. I agree with all of this. I am an ally. I'm an ally here.
I think it's just really come to the point where I have these two questions. Dun, dun, dun. I have wrote it down. White culture. What is white culture?
Nothing? What?
Do we celebrate?
White people have no culture.
Do we celebrate white culture?
White people's culture is like stealing other people's culture.
Is that like July 4th for us? Nope.
No, because that's American.
Nope.
I mean, technically that is white culture. Like, white people care the most about 4th of July, but I'm black.
Because they feel like they're so independent, they're so liberated, they're so emancipated. And black people, black and brown people.
You know what's so funny? White people love to be like, wow, you weren't there for slavery. Like, get over it. But they love to celebrate 4th of July. I'd be like, you didn't fight that battle. Like, you didn't fight for the independence. Like, you should get over that shit too. Like, this has nothing to do with you. Like, wow, that was literally so long ago. Like, why are you still talking about this?
Right.
Like,
and then the second question is, why are we defending Mexicans?
Why are we defending them?
Yeah.
Why aren't we defending them?
No, I'm saying, and I say this not in a, a rude way, but when it comes to, and just as black women again, and maybe I'm at the level of so exhausted with these kind of stories, but it's just like, we're these Mexican sisters and brothers, and I hate to be divisive, but when it comes to people of color and black women, it's a thin line.
I feel you on that.
There's no support. There's no recognition. There's no awareness. There's no urgency to say, let's fight for our sisters and brothers who are black. None of that. I'm not saying that I shouldn't. I don't feel for my Mexican sisters brothers, because I do. That's why I said that we should talk about this story today. But for black people, what gives you that urgency? What makes you feel like that? Because it's not reciprocated.
Well, I think the urgency is that it's fucked up.
Exactly.
I think because you can identify with something a lot more if it has happened to you. So because black people, I'm going to say black because you could be black and Mexican, but ideally African American people have, felt the repercussions of what it is to be appropriated, A. Right. And then B, I think it just boils down to an enemy of an enemy is my friend. So I feel like if you already disapprove of how white people treat black people in this country, if white people treat another person of color the same way, you are much more likely to stand in alliance with those people and be like, that's fucked up. They did that to me too. It's like when the two nerds jumped the bully in the movie. Yeah. That's what's equivalent to. It's just like we're in this together. Now, does that mean it's fucked up that that I don't know, Mexican people, I guess, aren't at the Black Lives Matter rallies? I don't know. I don't go out there, the census form and figure out who's really from where.
I just believe that in those kind of
I feel you though.
Workplaces, in those situations, outside of protesting, outside of organizing, when we are just walking down the street, we can't have common conversation because you feel like you're superior to me. We can't have common conversation.
You think Mexican people feel like they're superior?
No, not Mexican people. All people who are not black. Who don't identify as black. Okay. I feel like to an extent they just feel because we will go off, because we don't like that kind of shit. We don't like bullying. Granted, it does happen in our community, especially
Y'all don't like bullying, but y'all watch Love and Hip Hop.
Especially if it's intercommunal. Like, we don't like that shit happening to other people, and we become very like, oh my God. Like, we feel like we have to stand up for them.
Yeah.
But it's just like, when is it going to be the other way around? Like, when are you going to fight for us? Because when our brothers and sisters are dying out here, when our uncles and aunties are like fighting for their lives, like, just the most basic things. And again, I'm very tired, so excuse me. So
I can tell where this is going. As soon as you saw, I was like, this is sleep talking. But I feel you though.
But I'm just like, it's still like coming from a deep place, but I'm just like,
yeah.
When are you gonna give it to us?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little tit for tatty because it's almost just like
But it's because we become solid because we're helping you. It's never like. We become solid because we see your struggle. We become solid because we understand that this is fucked up and it's done to us. We know what cultural appropriation feels like, and we don't want to see that happen to any other culture, especially by people who are known to be colonizers and stealers and thieves. Mm-hmm. We know what that feels like. But when is it ever going to be like, just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm going to, like, oh, I don't want to fuck with other people who are not black.
Yeah.
But I do see it, and I think that's a dialogue that we should have.
Yeah.
For sure.
I want to go so much deeper, but we have to move on. All right, so let's get into this week's It Sis. I really do. We should revisit that one day because I have more to say, but you know, this show's already been long enough. All right, so this week's It Sis goes out to two incredible women. I wish I knew their name. They are the two. I really do. When I tell y'all, I look long and hard. Like, I went through every like black everything. Looked through Twitter. Yes. Could not find these women's names, but the two women that stood up at Bethune Cookman University's graduation and turned their back on dumbass Betsy DeVos. Betsy. You girls are rock stars. Like, y'all started a movement, and I'm just here for it. Like, I'm so here for it. BCU, y'all definitely fucked that whole thing up.
Again, leave it to the black women. Yes, girls.
Right?
I was so excited when I saw. I was like, "Is this happening?" No, you see all these black faces, like.
Because first I just read the headline, like, you know, like Betsy DeVos gets booed at Bethune Cookman. I was like, all right,
okay,
is it like two people?
Boo,
like, boo,
right.
boo, you suck,
these people
you're
got
a
up, and they turned around,
yeah.
and they were like, no, we don't want to deal with your shit. We're good. So you can leave now. Like,
exactly.
You don't have our attention.
Yeah. So, like, Bethune Cookman, I don't know why all these HBCU presidents are wilding out here. Like, why would y'all hire Betsy DeVos of all fucking people? Especially in 2017. Like,
because we gotta remember where HBCUs originate from, and
her thoughts on them. Like, I think it's so great that black people, you know, like, hold on, because I pulled the quote just for this reason. She says, HBCUs were pioneers of school choice. Like, no, they weren't. They were pioneers in a sense. Like, if you just read this on a very surface level, and on surface I agreed. I was like, oh yeah, girl, you're right. But then when you actually go through and break it down, it's like, no, like, she's saying, like, you know, like, oh, it's so great that they like did this, you know, like, for, you know, like, opportunity and choices. Yeah. It's like, no, there was no choice. Exactly. That's why they had to go and create all these schools.
Right.
Like,
okay.
You're making it seem like
I say nothing.
Yeah.
You say it all.
Like, they built a great new mall across the street because they just love like several Targets in the neighborhood. It's like, no, bitch, we can't shop at that Target. So now we got to build this one to go here.
Yeah, and we had to wait on white allies to be like, we'll help you out.
Yeah.
Because we noticed that we have this and you don't.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
So I'm just like, whatever. And then the fucking principal or whoever it was of BCU's class want to talk about, if y'all don't stop all this booing, I'm going to have to mail y'all degrees. I was like, my nigga, they're going to mail degrees anyway.
Send it over.
Right? Like,
does it come fast? Does that mean it's like expedited?
So now it's expedited? Yeah, because I'm just like, because we waited like 6 months to get degrees out here in these streets. So I'm like, I don't know what y'all doing down there at BCU, but I was just like, don't everybody get their degree mailed to them? Like, y'all got some special, like, y'all get it the day of? Because we don't do that in these streets.
You know, we are fighters. We will come together and we will have our own graduation. We will all rent out our own venue. You know what I'm saying?
Party at Keisha house, 9 o'clock, bring your gown.
And don't worry, Chris's mother, she's going to hand out the degrees.
Right.
Like, as like peach cobbler. Like, shit will go down without you, sis.
Hashtag no wrinkle gowns. Shout out to getting grown.
No wrinkle
gowns. No wrinkle gowns out here in these streets.
Come on.
All right, yeah, so that is it for me. Oh, really quickly, I want to give a huge shout out to the actors from Moonlight, Ashton Sanders and Jarrell Jerome, for winning Best Kiss at the MTV Music Live, MTV Movie and TV Awards. It just used to be the MTV Movie Awards. Well, they only kissed in one scene. Oh, there's only one kiss in the whole movie. Which is the two middle-aged boys, the teenagers, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about the brothers, the older version of them.
No, not Trevante, no.
Hey.
Anyway. Yeah, so shout out to them.
He was just sitting on him like this, like, it's okay.
They gotta make Moonlight 2, like Still Lit or something. And just, I just need one scene with your boss. Just one.
Still Lit. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great weekend. Yeah. It's we're getting to finals. If you're finished,
it's still cold outside. Mother Nature, what are you doing? Crack the weather.
Crack the weather. No, seriously, it's
still
50
cold
degrees in New York.
I'm still wearing hoodies and jackets, like my guy.
It's definitely gonna come a time where it's like spring is gonna be in July, and then summer is gonna be in October, and then winter is gonna be in April. Like,
yeah, fall better pull up with this same energy. So the fact that it's still cold now, it better still be warm till like October 15th.
No. Dead ass.
Like legit.
On my birthday, it's always like.
Yes, always terrible on your birthday.
Yeah.
It make me want to stay in the house. I'd be like, we still going?
Well, then get out of here. I don't even be like, let's go somewhere. I just noticed that around like October 11th through October 16th.
That's because it's like, Columbus Day. And it's like that white cold-heartedness.
That energy.
Yeah. All right.
Suiting.
Well, anyway.
The atmosphere of the United States of America.
Right. We good?
We're great.
We're done?
All right, babe.
All right, so y'all be good. Have a great weekend. We will talk next week right here on Still Diverted.
Make sure you add me at Ken Mirror. Check out the Still Diverted page at Still Diverted.
Yes.
And follow Malcolm.
At _Hey Malcolm. Make sure you hit that subscribe button in the corner.
For sure.
And I think that is all I have to hit on. So thanks for that. Thanks for being great. Thanks for being black or whatever you are. Y'all be good. We'll talk next week. Bye, guys.